Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chanel Renee and this is Ask Chanelle. Before I get started, I want to say a prayer. I feel like starting my channel over, I heard this message and this voice from God telling me I have to start here and I can't move forward without letting go of the releases of the guilt, I guess I feel. So before we could really go into what the discussions I want to talk about with Ask Chanelle, I can't fully start this new YouTube channel, these new sets of videos, without addressing the elephant in the room for myself. And the elephant is, where the hell have I been this whole time? And what took me so long to really get on YouTube? So I started this YouTube channel about 4 years ago, and 4 years ago I was so super excited to get on YouTube. I had it all planned out, honey. I was like, we are gonna have this topic and that and this and that. And I was ready. I thought I was ready. Moving to LA has completely ruined my dreams. I came to LA with the expectation of continuing on in what I created back in Mississippi with the Chanel Renee project. Back in 2011 is when I actually started the whole entire Chanel Renee project. And the reason why I started the project was because I got started into modeling, and at the time I didn't have a mentor and I didn't have anyone that I can ask questions to. And I wanted to become that person for others. So I was getting a lot of people asking me advice, just randomly, like trusting what I have to say as far as like how to get started into modeling. And at the time, I was also just starting modeling. So I was trying to figure it out myself, and I didn't really know where to go or who to turn to. So I decided to put together a blog called the Chanel Renee Project. And on my blog, I gave advice about how to get started in modeling. And that turned into me getting into runway coordinating, where I was helping my friend who's a fashion stylist. He's super amazing. Back in Mississippi, he will do his own fashion shows because we didn't have an outlet to where we could be creative and we could have fashion. That did not exist in Mississippi back in like 2010, 2011. But then he'll have me come on and help with the castings and also help with the runway coordinating, the model coordinating. I really enjoyed working with the models behind the scenes. I really liked helping them with their runway walk, giving them those encouraging words, running the scenes in the background and making sure that the show ran well. Like, it gave me such a rush. So I started working more behind the scenes and doing a lot more with fashion shows and runway. And the Chanel Renee project literally grew out of that. So from there, I started my own model boot camp. The model boot camp originated back in 2011, and it came from like watching Tyra Banks' America's Next Top Model. I remember looking at those shows and thinking, yeah, I want to put together something just like this, or something that can help other people in the same sense that she was doing with America's Next Top Model. So it was very innovative. It was extremely different at the time because no one was doing something like that. And it solidified who I am and who I wanted to be. So fast forward to me moving to Los Angeles, and I had in my mind that I am going to do exactly what I did in Mississippi, but I'm doing it in a bigger territory. And LA don't know who they're about to get, because I just knew I was going to come to LA and just stomp all over the ground. But I feel like I kind of lost my dreams when I moved to LA. And this is the thing a lot of people don't talk about. Like, you see a lot of the successes, you see a lot of times where people are doing the thing and they're like taking over their industry, and you really don't get the part where people are being honest and saying, hey, this is what happened, this is what I went through, and this is how I pulled myself out of it. Again, there's no way I could start this channel and start giving advice and tips and act like nothing happened whatsoever without addressing the elephant in the room about where I've been, what happened to this dream I had, and why I felt like LA crushed it. Moving to a whole new place is very scary, but it's also very eye-opening. When I first went to LA, I literally did everything I said I came here to do. I hit the ground running. I immediately got into runway coordinating.
Pose here, towards the crowd, in the middle, towards the crowd, and the end that way, because the cameras are that way.
I did my first fashion show. Literally within the first month of me moving to LA, I was a part of a fashion week here. And then I had another fashion show right after that. I went to New York Fashion Week, I flew to London, coached amazing kids for IMTA, where my students have won so many awards. It's ridiculous. Model of the Year, Runway of the Year, Team Runway, Fashion Print Runway. We literally just came and racked up and won so many different things, and I'm so proud of my students for that. Literally everything I said I was going to do. But I quickly started to realize that those things that I thought I wanted to do didn't bring me the fulfillment that it once brought me when I lived in Mississippi. And I worked for a major celebrity doing his social media and branding, and then I worked with the castings a lot. But for some reason, I still didn't feel fulfilled. Like, I felt like in the moment of working with all these different things, it felt good. You know, I felt like I was achieving something, I felt accomplished. But when I go home at night and just rest with my thoughts, I'll just have all these thoughts rushing in my mind, like I'm not doing enough, I'm failing, you know, whatever. These like really low vibrational thoughts would just rush into my head, and I would start to internalize that and feel like it must be something wrong, like I'm not happy. Just felt like I can't share who I am because I can't fully be who I am. I can't give advice if I won't even take my own advice. I can't help when I need help. I buried myself in doing the work that I thought I was supposed to be doing. I buried myself in, you know, trying to find who I was again. I didn't even recognize myself. I didn't recognize the person who put all of these ideas together and the person who, you know, gave all this advice. I was so hurt on the inside. I just didn't know how to like express that. I didn't know how to like get over. I didn't feel fulfillment anymore from the things that brought me joy in the past. All the other things I was doing didn't bring me fulfillment, but anytime I worked with these kids, it felt like so much joy. It was great. So that got me to like really deep dive and really think and really try to figure out what is going on here? Why am I lost? And how do I find myself again? How do I find that fulfillment? What is the fulfillment? What am I looking for? I just started asking all these questions. What I soon realized is I'm searching for things on the outside. Like I'm searching for fulfillment in achieving things, but that didn't make me feel whole and happy on the inside. And I thought moving to LA would make me feel fulfilled. I thought it made me feel accomplished, but it did the exact opposite. It made me feel alone. It made me feel sad. It made me depressed. I had a lot of anxiety. I had things that I never experienced when I lived in Mississippi at all. So I'm not trying to like get people to not go after their goals and go after their dreams. I'm just trying to let you understand what it was like for me while I'm fulfilling my goals and dreams and realizing this may not be what I thought it was. We're always searching for there. Like when I get there, everything's gonna be right. When I get there, I'm gonna be happy. When I get there, when I accomplish this, when I have that, when people see this, when I become that, like there's a different place from where you are. Like you can't be happy without being there. So that's where I was. I was thinking, you know, I'm happy in Mississippi, but when I get there, that's where everything's gonna turn and I'm really going to be happy. But honey, when I got there became a challenge. I wasn't anticipating going through depression and anxiety. My model boot camp, when I did in 2020, I just wanted to remember what it felt like the first boot camp I did. I wanted to bring back that feeling of why I started. So I was super excited to do my return of my boot camp back in 2020. The models that came and attended were like heaven sent. Everyone was so sweet and so nice and so attentive and wanted to hear what I had to say. I would think how surprised I was that that people still wanted to hear and get help from me in some way. Because remember, then I was still like factoring being like going through the anxiety, coming out of it, you know? So I was coming out of anxiety when 2020 hit. And I was so surprised to see like, okay, even though I put it to the side for a second, people still, you know, honor what I have to say, and they still want to get the help that I am willing to give and get my advice. And that felt great. I felt like I was myself again at my boot camp, and I was so excited. I had to get through it because I had to realize like there are people that I still need to work with, because I have to remember why I started. I wasn't being honest with my why anymore. I lost my why. I forgot my why. So when I did my boot camp in 2020, my why found me again. And my why was always to use what I have to create a community and to help as much as I can. So I had to remember my why. And what I realized is my fulfillment wasn't coming from the things. It wasn't coming from accomplishing anything. It wasn't coming from the next gig that I booked. It wasn't coming from working with celebrities or, you know, being on the scene or being seen in that way. That never gave me fulfillment, because I'll go home at the end of the day and still feel empty and feel like I'm not accomplishing what I came to fulfill. My fulfillment is coming from my why and why it started all in the beginning. So, as I'm pouring my heart out on my YouTube channel of why I'm starting this, I had to remember that my why had nothing to do with me. The Chanel Renee project never started because I wanted to glorify myself. My why is more so just really helping people on a human level. So my why has opened up so much bigger, and I'm so excited because I feel like for the first time I am actually going to be fulfilling what I moved to LA to do. We all go through things, and it takes someone to be brave enough to be like, yeah, I'm gone through it. And then I pulled myself out. And I pulled myself out with believing in God's promise. And God had me accomplish every single thing I set forth into doing. I still didn't feel fulfilled. So my why is never about me. I know people think that accomplishing a lot of different goals is a fulfillment on its own, which it can be on an ego level, but on a level of where you are in your heart, where you are mentally, sometimes it just doesn't fulfill that. So what's next for me? Well, this is next. We are here. I'm here to help. I'm here to give advice. I'm here to give tips. I'm here to give as much as I can give, honey, because that's what my why is. This place is a space for community. It is an open space. It is a free communication space. It's gonna be a little bit crazy at times, but I am so ready. I'm ready to just go all in. So you guys make sure you tune in to Ask Chanelle, because we are going to go deep in so many different topics. We're going to talk about so much more than I anticipated. I thought that this channel was mostly going to be about modeling and branding, but honey, clearly it's going to go deeper than that. I'm going to 100% always keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing for you. So even the questions that you have that I can answer in regards to, you know, modeling, branding, starting a business, social media, what it's like working on set, this is and that, honey, I'm going to be 100% on 100 with you. Love you much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for allowing me to express myself and be open. And I'm excited to see where we go. Until next time.